not seen the movie Companion, don't watch this video. Don't watch any videos on it. Don't watch a trailer. Don't read a review. Go and watch Companion now. I don't want to spoil anything, but we're about to start talking, and Ben's going to do his intro in just about right now. Bye. I don't know what I was expecting, but that was not it.
I literally was in the theaters, and as soon as I saw that part, I'm like, that's going to be my intro. Like, immediately, that's what I...
You know what stuck with me was I saw a video, part of it where I was like, I don't want to recreate that little moment with Ben, because not the odd thing, but it was like the dinosaur scene where like, you my little boo thing. Like, I think I was like, make that with Ben.
Yeah.
It was funny stuff because they did it originally, like, that's a cute little scene, and then they plugged in Jack, like, Huey, they plugged in Jack Quaid for it, and I was like, okay, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, no, that was funny, yeah.
So, the intro I did an intro for once, before, but then, because that's what I heard. Like, I was watching a video of this person ranks every movie in January, and they said Companion was number one. They're like, I don't want to tell you anything about it, but this was the best movie of January. Don't watch any trailers, don't watch anything. Let's see it. And I was like, all right, I guess I'm watching Companion this week. And I did that, and fucking wow. That was a good-ass movie. In January doesn't have good movies.
I know. It's not supposed to. Yeah.
And one of them days was good, so I guess January has good. But this is, I mean, in my mind, this is much better. This is like, I mean, it's very early, but I would plug this in like, dude, Oscars 2026. Put this in next week. This was fucking good.
Look, I'm very glad that I didn't see too much about Companion. I saw the trailer, but I don't remember much of, or I didn't remember much of what I saw from the trailer, and it didn't click until the, you know, after the big thing. I don't know if you're still watching at this point. Fuck you. Yeah, it didn't click until after the murder and Iris go to sleep. I'm like, oh shit, what?
Yeah.
Like, because the first, and then I remember the callback of she was staying up trying to talk, and he said Iris go to sleep.
There were so many things. I actually want to watch it again, because I was thinking about it, and you think it was so many things people were talking to her and saying, and I was like, it made perfect sense why they were saying it at the time, but it was a little bit off, and then like I was like, that makes so much freaking sense. Like, cause like when he goes like, Iris go to sleep, you're like, the fuck, that's kind of fucked up. Like that's a little annoying. But then you think like she opens the door and he's like, beautiful piece of whatever architecture, beautiful little thing you've got here. In the beginning when he's riding in the car, he goes, Iris, wake up. And like I was like, that's like a weirdly framed shot. And there were so many times where it was like, I thought the director was screwing up, but he was actually smarter than me in trying to frame the shot in the story. I'll talk about another one in a second. But like there was when she was talking to the other girl, and he's like the perfect man. He's ideal, but like he doesn't ever want, I guess. And or like she's talking to her, he's like, it's like, do you not like me? And she's like, the idea of you. I was like, that makes a lot of fucking sense in hindsight.
Yeah.
He's the ideal man. Look who I'm talking to. It's like,
yeah.
Wow. Holy shit, this movie's great. And I haven't even thought about the stuff with Alex, the other hot guy.
Mm-hmm. If he knew movies, he'd be 100 before 10. Let's just say that. Because he is attractive.
He is good looking, man. He's got a nice haircut.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The movie, it's so great when you get a movie like this where the movie is smarter than you and it knows what you're thinking. It knows what you're consciously thinking, and he's outsmarting you there, and it kind of knows what you're unconsciously thinking and can pull a little, and can pull a sneaky on you. The first thing that came to mind for me was like, I guess everyone saw it, but it's framed in a way where I felt smart because I thought I was the only one who saw it. When Huey, what's his name, Josh in this movie, Jack Quaid, when he's talking to Iris, telling her to go down to the beach, saw him put that thing in her pocket, and I was like, what is that? Like, what are you doing there, bro?
Yeah.
And I thought, I was like, did anyone else see that? I guess I just saw that. I was the only one in the theater. And then she goes down and fucks that guy up. And then I'm thinking it's gonna be like kind of a lame, like, oh, throughout the rest of the movie, and at the end, oh, it was Jack Quaid all along. It's gonna cut back. He put that in her pocket because he secretly wants to be with Kat. Nope. Iris go to sleep. Boom. She's just. I'm like, what? And then I was like, it's called fucking Companion. Is she like just a high level sex? I have more to say, but keep going. We got time.
No, here's the thing. I liked the movie, you know? I didn't like it as much as you did, I think.
I liked it a lot.
You know?
Yeah.
I think it was good. I wouldn't put it in great for me. There was a couple things I had problems with, mostly towards the end, and just stuff that they were able to do, but they weren't able to do at the same time. The characters, it just didn't make. I was like, wait, why can't she kill him, even though she killed him? And one of the problems I had, I don't think she should have said that she kills him in the end. I knew the whole movie that he was going to die. Like, right at the beginning, I think it would have been perfect if they said, 2 moments in my life when I met him, and you just stop. You don't have to finish it. And then you can redo it at the end. You can redo it at the end when I met him, and then when I killed him. That would have been fine, because I knew he was going to die at the end. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
How is he going to die? How is she going to kill him? I was just expecting that, Yeah, it's just, it's something that
in fairness, at no point would you have ever thought that he was going to win.
Yeah.
Even if you didn't say it, you're probably cooked.
I mean, I've seen movies where, that situation, the guy ends up winning, And I think it would have messed with my head more if I'm like, oh, she's a robot. He's got all the power. Like, how is she going to get out of this? Instead of oh, she's going to get out of this. We'll just see what happens.
Yeah.
And then in my head, I'm thinking how she's going to get out of this. And the reality is not as good as my imagination, I guess, on what she was going to get out of it. That was my problem.
Yeah. Realistically, the issue was with the end. The ending's not perfect. I think I can. This isn't a giant issue for me. Like when she can't stab him at the end, she's like, I could, and he's like, but you're not going to. I'm like, one. I get that you want to have that crazy kill at the end where she kills him with the knife shredder thing, or the bottle opener, which is a great
bottle
kill.
Opener, yeah.
And also it probably had a little bit more to do with the message of the movie than, but it didn't bother me. I had a lot of fun, and remember, I should have said this earlier. Remember Abigail from a year ago? We reviewed it on here, and I said something like, it's really the part of this is a mystery. We all knew this was a vampire ballerina movie, but we're like, how is it happening? How are the people dying? This is the really good version. I thought I didn't know what was going on, and then
the start of the movie, the first 30, 45 minutes of the movie, so much better than the last, in my opinion. And that is, I thought it progressed so efficiently in the first half, and then just died down, by the end of the movie, I was kind of all right, we know what's going to happen. Let's go ahead and happen. That's kind of how I was feeling, and I was getting a little bored toward the, in the second act, the first act was great. I was like, holy shit, she's a fucking robot. She's a sex robot. And then I'm like, oh my God. And then the second act, and then the second act, I was like, okay, so people are gonna die, okay, and then the third act, I was waiting. I just thought they dragged it a little bit too long. I think that what makes this movie not mid is the first part. I think if the first part, hey, just let me speak, Chet, let me speak. I think if the first part was like the second act or second part, the entire time, tempo, pace, story, writing, whatever, it would be a mid movie. I think that first twist, build up, planting little Easter eggs that you rewatch, you're like, oh shit. Sure. I think that's what makes this a good movie. I think the second part. It is
Like, I think you're talking about like before and after we find out she's a robot. Is what you're talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
I think that I certainly think that the first part is better because it is planting seeds where you think you know what's going on, and then it kind of pulls a whammy on you, and then the next 10 minutes of it are great, where it's talking through all like the functions of how the robot works. And then you
Yep.
kind of have to reinterpret everything you've already seen. That is probably the best stuff in the movie. I think I agree with that. But I like the second half, and there's a lot of really smart stuff in
Yeah.
the second half where it's like the movie. The people who are making the movie probably have an opinion, but they're not necessarily pushing a message. They're just putting out some facts and some ideas out there to make you think. You're like, well, and then you kind of come to your own conclusions. The primary one is of course Jack Quaid, who is constantly gaslighting this bitch and is like being like, I can't believe all the things that you did, Iris. Look at all this shit that you did. And you're like, fuck you. Of course, you have. I'm just trying to find a way to say this in a way that we don't have to cut it. He has that like little monologue where he's talking to the cops, where he's like, "Hey man, well, there. I think what drew her over the edge was, I had this thing with Kat. There was some sexual tension there, and there was always like a will they, won't they kind of. I think you and me both know people that we won't name their names, who would behave and categorize things in that way when more reality the probably not didn't have any kind of interest in them, and in this case, explicitly doesn't have any kind of interest in Josh.
Anyway,
but like tons of fun. I mean, there's like fun, smart little things where like she changes her own intelligence to help herself escape better. She like modulates her voice in the car to voice activate. She like changes to a different language because she doesn't know how to lie. The officer asks Alex like what actually happened, and he can't lie. He's like, no, she shot herself, and he gets because I thought she couldn't handle it, and like whatever. I don't know. There's a lot of fun stuff in there. I reviewed this on Letterboxd. I gave it 4 stars. And by the way, this whole other thing, but 4 stars to me does not mean 80%. I know that's what it technically means, but that doesn't mean 80% to me. That's a 9. I would give like a 9.25 out of 10.
Math disagrees.
Ben disagrees, but like the reason the thing that doesn't like push it over
math disagrees.
Whatever.
I also disagree.
Ben disagrees, but I'm right.
Cope. Womp womp.
The one thing that this movie doesn't really have for me is that like I think it's really smart. And I was certainly very invested the whole time. I wasn't getting bored like Ben, but it didn't really pierce the veil in any other way. All the jokes were good, but none of them made me laugh out loud. I didn't feel like any big emotions for this movie. It wasn't all that scary. That's actually probably a good thing because more people can go see it. But
like me,
like Ben, there's no real jump scares in it. It doesn't really have an intense atmosphere. But so on that like high level of movies that make you feel, I didn't really like feel about this movie. I'm excited about it. I'm impressed by it. I think it's really smart, and I had a good time with it. But it never really brought something out of me, if that makes sense.
No, I did like it. Let the record show that I like this movie. Yeah. You know, I just
not a Bad Boys 3 situation.
I think it could have been better. You know, I don't know what the solution necessarily is, but there's like problems. Like I like to immerse myself in like the world, you know, of the movie. Every movie I see, every movie like this, I'm like, okay, what would I do in the situation? What can be done in this situation, you know? And if I can think of a better outcome, it's like when you watch like the Saw movies, you know? It's like, all right, why are you being stupid? Just get out, you know? If there's a clear, like, there's a couple of the Saw kills that are like, you didn't need to die. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You know? And some of that is like, he said to her, I can make you as strong as I want you to be, as fast as I want you to be, as smart as I want you to be. Why did she only turn intelligence up?
Well, she can only make herself more aggressive, right? At least she makes herself stronger.
No, so the word for word, he could say, I can make you as strong as I want you to be. That was word for word from the movie. So it's like, and I remember that line because I'm like, then why did she only turn intelligence up? Like, I said that out loud to Haley, that Haley was in the movie. But yeah, it's, and then the intelligence, that was a cool scene. I liked that. I thought that was cool. I was like, oh shit. oh, she's an Ivy League student now. You know,
I get they did
I
that,
like,
but they did make her like so intelligent that it broke the plot.
yeah, because
Like in The Boys
yeah,
season 4, where she's like, my character device that I'm just the smartest person in the world and I outsmart everybody. It's like, fuck you.
yeah.
She's definitely smart, but she's reasonably
yeah.
smart. She doesn't like
So it's what was that movie? Lucy? Did
Oh,
you
with
see that
Scarlett
movie?
Johansson?
Yeah,
I've seen that.
we weren't on that level yet, you know.
Yeah, that was obnoxious.
But it was, yeah.
I actually don't. But that is certainly.
I don't hate it either, but there was problems with it, you know.
I've seen that.
And then the scenes, like you said, the car scene, probably my favorite scene in the second part. You know, like that was just good. I thought it was smart again on her part to change the language so she didn't speak English. But at the same time, if I'm a cop and I have someone who's not speaking English, I'm just like, all right, have a good day, you know?
Yeah. Or
So
the
it's-
other direction
I
where
don't
she's,
know.
covered in blood.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. How did he not even notice that? That's
No, he needed
anyway,
to see you really need to see the knife.
Yeah, there's just certain parts that I had problems with, you know, and
Yeah.
then
And it's
the
different for
pace
everybody.
was-
I mean, it's different for everyone. Like, there's some
Yeah.
things in a movie that I noticed everything Ben's talking about did not bother me. I don't really care. I didn't super pick up on it. I was caught in. But there's other things in certain movies where I'm like,
I mean, as the audience, you guys have heard me talk enough about the biggest problem I have with movies is if I can think of better solutions, you know, or like during the movie, you know, like if I'm the robot and or if she makes like smartest decision that she could possibly do, like there's other movies where I'm like, I like they could make this decision, but I'm not sure if that'd be allowed, you know. I don't have a problem with those movies.
I knew there was they took the mod out of her that lets her attack people. She can't attack. He shut her off and he took the mod out and he showed it to them. So she could be as strong as she wants, but
did they take the mod? I don't think they took the mod.
He showed it to them.
Because he had to put the chip back in, and he never put the chip back in because he wanted to say goodbye, right?
Well, he turned her on because he wanted to say goodbye, but he took the mod out because presumably that was evidence.
But then why was she able to attack him at the end?
Because she had met the IT guy in the truck.
No, but why was she able to kill his friend then?
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Don't mind. I take it back. She had the mod in.
See, this movie is just look, it's good. I enjoyed it. Let the record show it's good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I just I don't know. There was just plot problems that I couldn't get past. And
they also
then
never specifically a set. I mean, there was never a show that they made anyone any kind of strong. They just showed that you could make.
Yeah.
I guess he did say
it. He said it, but I don't know what he meant by that. You know, so I guess that's okay.
Like, oh, careful, you can't say that. That has implications.
Someone
fucked up.
No, I mean. The pace in the first half was perfect. It didn't slow down. It was perfect, and I constantly was thinking, "What's going to happen? What is this movie about?" And then right after the twist, there was parts that were boring, you know, and to me specifically. And I don't know. It just I liked the movie. I was ready for it to be over at the end, if that makes sense. Even though I liked it, you know, if that makes any sense. It's just like, okay. We know he's gonna die. Go ahead and kill him. Yeah. How is this gonna work? And it wasn't even a long movie, you know?
It's not super long. Well, I guess when if you get us to actually this is a good segue into this. We got 2 subscribers in the month of January. If we get 2 subscribers every month, we'll hit our goal by the end of the year, get to 40. And if you get to 40, me and Ben are gonna rank every single movie. We're gonna do a live stream, we'll rank every movie we see in 2025. And it looks like Companion is gonna be a lot higher on my list because I'm raving a little bit here about how much I liked it. And Ben saying
we'll see. 2025 might be a letdown. So
we'll see.
Look, Companion's good. It'll definitely be higher than Captain America.
And Ben is going to have movies and has that he loves that I'm like so.
Mm-hmm.
And then he watches my favorite movie, and then it's amazing.
Yeah. It's Warrior's terrible. Worst movie of all time.
Not as bad as No Way Home.
Nice, clearly. But my recommendation, see this movie. Don't like Chad said, don't watch anything. You know, I mean, if you made it to
Yeah,
this
I was gonna
point,
say like
you know,
fuck you.
but
If you
but
haven't seen
if
this movie, kill
yeah,
yourself.
if I were to like recommend this to someone who hasn't or knows nothing about it, and that's what I told my dad. I told my dad to watch this movie. Don't see anything about it. Don't watch the trailer. Nothing. Just watch the movie. It's a good movie. I didn't like it as much as you did because there's just the parts that I just couldn't look past as the audience, you know. But I still, you know, I enjoyed it. It was a good movie. It's just the more I thought about it, the more I was confused. But yeah.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I like Companion, but Ben doesn't like Companion, and I guess Ben, what are we talking about next week? As in, we're turning off the camera, recording like 1 second, but for them, it's in a week.
Next week, as in 30 seconds, we were talking about the Penguin.
Finally, you know who was behind for once. You know who never
Chad.
watches shows, and then
Chad.
we have to wait. It's usually me, but this time it was Ben.
Cruz.
So that's the one we're talking about for now. I'm never gonna let this go. Ben, you were behind with the Penguin. Suck it, dick. All right.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, yeah, subscribe,
Yeah.
get us supporting. We'll rank all the movies. We'll rank every movie we see in 2025. Yeah, you know the drill.
Yes.
Tell people and be very attractive in the meantime. I know.
Very true.